If you are struggling with pronunciation in English language, I'm happy to inform you that you are in the right classroom. Hello everyone, this is Eleuteria Gove and welcome to this classroom where you are going to improve your pronunciation and become a fluent English speaker. So why is it important first before we move on to our lesson? Why is it important to improve your pronunciation in communication? Well, in communication, the pronunciation is crucial because if you mispronounce a word or a sentence, you convey the wrong message. And if there is no message, there is no communication. So this is the importance of improving your pronunciation. If you haven't thought about giving a special care to your pronunciation, now you have to start thinking about it and start working on it. Well, moving to our lesson, how do we improve pronunciation problems in English language? It's simple. We have to have a look at phonetics. What is phonetics and what do we study in phonetics? Well, phonetics is a field that is concerned with speech sounds in English language. The general description or general study, according to George Yule, it says that phonetics is the general study of the characteristics of speech sounds. And since it is a big field, it is divided into 4 branches. We have articulatory, auditory, acoustic, and finally forensic. In articulatory phonetics, which is our main concern. Articulatory phonetics studies how speech sounds are produced in a language. And then auditory phonetics study the reception of the speech sounds through our ears. And then acoustic, it describes general aspects of speech sounds, considering them as sound waves. And then we have forensic phonetics. I guess now you might be thinking of legal cases. If you are right, because a forensic phonetics, it is indeed used in legal cases. In forensic phonetics, some specialists in phonetics, they analyze recorded utterances and then they get to an identification of the speaker. So why is it important to study phonetics? According to Roach, which is an expert in this field, Roach says that understanding those principles and applying them in spoken language will help you improve your pronunciation in English language. What is the main objective of studying phonetics? The main objective is to explain to you, the speaker, explain how English is pronounced in a standard accent. Which standard accent? The British accent. And thinking about what kind of content you are going to deal with in phonetics. In phonetics, first we have the production of sounds, taking into account our oral equipment. How do we produce sounds? How do we human beings produce speech sounds? We study it in phonetics. And then when we study the production of speech sounds, we study our oral equipment. Oral equipment, yes, oral equipment is our articulatory system, the set of organs that help human beings produce speech. And then we have the types of sounds and their characteristics. And we have English vowels and consonants. Here you are going to learn that there is way more than what we see, in the standard alphabet. We have A, B, C, D, but in English vowels and consonant, you will find out there is more, and it is going to be a very interesting lesson. Phonetic transcription of sounds, which is another interesting part. I promise you that is going to be very interesting. The phonetic transcription of sounds. You are going to understand more and better how do you really have to pronounce words in English. Is phonetics the only thing I have to learn to improve my pronunciation? The answer is no. We also have phonology. It complements what you learn in phonetics, and they both help you improve your pronunciation in English language. Well, phonology is a field that is concerned with how speech sounds form systems. According to George Yule, it's a set of abstract sounds in a language that help us distinguish meaning. So you might be wondering, why is it important and how is it going to help me improve my pronunciation? Well, phonology provides you with some concepts, some principles that help you distinguish meaning. And we all know that meaning and pronunciation are directly linked. In what ways? If you mispronounce a word, what happens to the message? The message is misunderstood. The receiver or the listener, the person you are talking to, will misunderstand you. And if that person misunderstands you, there is no message. And if there is no message, there is no communication. You see how these things work together? So that's the importance of phonology in pronunciation, in communication as well. So in phonology, we are going to have a look at phonological rules first. In phonological rules, we are going to analyze the interaction between neighboring sounds, how one affects another and what changes one causes in another. Then we have distinctive features that are aspects that we use to distinguish sounds in English language. And then we have the English syllable. Here you will find out that English syllable, if you are a Portuguese speaker, you will see that it's way different from what you do in Portuguese with Portuguese syllables. In English, it is very different and interesting at the same time. And I promise you that it is going to be interesting. And then we have stress. Since we don't have accentuation in English words, but there is stress, some syllables they sound more prominent than others. So that's where we're going to study the stress. How do we place stress in words? How do we find stress in a word? And then we have connected speech. Connected speech is also an interesting content, an interesting topic, because in connected speech, you will learn to understand better the native English speakers, and you will also improve your communication. You can speak or understand well the way they speak, and you will be more fluent. Apart from the lessons, in this course, I'm going to provide you with some reading material, which is going to help you in your private study hours. If you have any doubts, you can go and check what the experts say about that topic you are having doubts with. This is what I had prepared for this welcome lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video and comment where do you watch me from so that I know where my students are from. And see you on the next video. Take care.